Building off of the Impact Essentials playbook, we developed an execution assessment to enable our clients to quantitatively and qualitatively understand their capabilities against the 10 impact essentials that we know are critical to driving sustained impact in a transformation. What we have built is a distillation of what the best practices are in each of those essentials and a turnkey way to assess them. This includes interviews, observations. It can include a survey of people close to the transformation, and we bring all of those together, compare it to our grid of what is best practice, and can then share back to the client, here's our assessment of where you are and what changes you need to make to ensure sustained impact. What this allows us to do is early on, from sort of day one, essentially, start the conversation with our clients about what is required for sustained implementation and impact, as opposed to just focusing on, look, we think there's a $500 million improvement potential. We can also, at the same time say, and these are the different types of capabilities that you're going to need to achieve that improvement potential. One of the learnings that we have had around successful implementation is there is no silver bullet. And I think seeing all of the essentials together has really helped to open the organization's eyes to some of the quote unquote softer elements, which are actually really important to transform at scale. When I did this recently with a client, I think a few things surprised them. We interviewed the top team, spent time with the initiative leaders, looked at a bunch of the data that we had available as well. And we realized that there were certain impact essentials that were not really even on the radar of the senior team. There was no change story that talked about anything other than dollars, quite frankly. And this was a manufacturing client. And for a lot of the, frontline unionized employees, that just wasn't motivating. But that was the only type of communication they had. They weren't at all thinking about change agents. They weren't thinking about who are the influential people in each of these plants and how do I make them part of the transformation. And they hadn't had the tough conversations about talent. Like, are we truly going to reskill folks? What types of talent do we need to get in from the outside? So a lot of those elements weren't fully there or present. And it was through the execution assessment that I think we were able to really help bring that to the CEO's agenda. And I think that they realized that there were some important changes that they need to make. What are the enabling set of actions to really drive the transformation? And it's had a significant, impact on their ability to capture their value.